I just want to say I'm not complaining, I'm explaining. The life of a caregiver can be crazy or cray-cray. I'm sure that's cringy. This morning I am headed downtown for a meeting for work. I typically work from home, and I had to miss the last meeting that we had down here with this particular company because Cliff was in the hospital. So today I'm headed down there for a short meeting. But I have to make lots of things come together to be able to go down for a meeting. Cliff's been having these issues with his blood pressure. Ended up at the cardiologist this week, and we think he's having vagal responses, which there's a thing called autonomic dysreflexia with spinal cord injury patients, and their blood pressure goes up, and his is going down. So we're thinking it's a vagal response. Usually with autonomic dysreflexia, as I understand it, it's more with a T5 and higher injury, and quadriplegics seem to have it, I think, a little more than paraplegics, but again, every situation is different. And it's funny because some of the symptoms are the same, like he gets a headache and he breaks out in sweat, but he also had vagal responses from AFib before he fell. And so from what I understand, when you have one of those, it feels like you've run a marathon. So yesterday afternoon he had one, and he'd had a good day and he got a lot of work done, and he made his own lunch, and all of a sudden his blood pressure tanked on us to, it goes down pretty low. It went down to, in the 70s over the 40s, and his pulse was like 47. So got on the phone with the cardiology office, and he had just been in there the day before. He just had an EKG. No, he didn't have an EKG. They listened to him. He had an EKG a couple times in the last couple hospital stays in the last week, and he listened to his heart, and he said he thought everything was good. So we're thinking it's a vagal response. I think I'm saying the vasovagal response, a vagal. I'm not a medical person, so don't listen to me about that stuff. Just explaining our situation. He's got an echo scheduled in a couple weeks. They said they were a month out, but they got him in after the first of the year. Of course, after the first of the year, everybody wants to get all their stuff in while they've met deductibles and out of pockets, which, we do in January or February. So anyway, like I said, I'm not complaining, I'm just explaining. I'm actually happy to be out of my house. Three of my boys are home today. It's almost the end of the semester for the seniors, and one of them is pretty much done with the semester except for weight training. My older son has the day off, so he's being well taken care of, and I am getting out of the house to work out of the house today, and it's kind of fun. It's chilly in Atlanta, but you can see that sun is coming in beautiful. Almost need my sunglasses. This is why I like living in the South. But I was just thinking, at my age, I can give some people some advice in terms of just think about stuff, and maybe that's the purpose of why I'm so driven to do this in the caregiving channel that I do, because I don't know everything, and I'm to the point where I know I don't know everything. And also I'm a mom of 3 18-year-olds and an almost 20-year-old. And boy, some days they know everything about everything. They're getting to the point where they're starting to realize that mom does know a few things. And even if they don't agree with it, they are starting to listen a little bit. And if they're watching this, they're laughing at me saying, "No, we don't, Mom." But I hear some things back occasionally. I'm like, oh, they did listen. I didn't listen to my parents 100% either. But I kind of feel like the parent out here. I don't know why. I don't know why that's coming to my mind, but it is. Just make sure that you're prepared for all the things that come up. If you don't have a family yet, at some point you're going to have a family. And I'm just somebody who's been there, done that. We had triplets, and they were in the NICU. We call them the $1 million babies. And the last one to come home was there for 70 days. And then fast forward from 2005 to 2019, and my husband gets an injury that leads to paralysis a few days later. And boy, talk about life-changing. And maybe the NICU experience prepared me a little bit for that. All you NICU moms out there know what I'm talking about. If you've got the battle scars of being a NICU mom, there's just nothing like it. If you're a spinal cord injury spouse, there's nothing like it. I'm not really sure why I've been challenged Maybe it's to give everybody a message. I don't know. Just be prepared. Think about, putting something away in terms of your finances, in terms of your mental health. Get the rest that you need to get. And I'm telling you this from experience because I didn't always do it. Take the help that you're offered. Because sometimes when things like that happen, there's a lot of help that comes up front. And I've had this in both situations with the NICU and the spinal cord injury. You get a lot of, I'm going to use the word attention. You're not looking for attention, but you do get a lot of attention when these things happen. And then a few months, maybe it's a year, I don't know, it depends on the situation. You look up and you're like, wow, I am left with this really close circle of friends and some family that really help out. And that ebbs and flows about how much people help out with what's going on, but you just got to do some preparation. Preparing yourself with figuring out how you can, what you need as a person. Do you need to meditate? What do you need to do to center yourself? And if you're practiced at that, when these things happen, it doesn't hurt so bad. So that's my advice. Unsolicited advice. I'm good at that. I hope this helps somebody today. I hope you stop and think about, hey, let's do a little preparation and planning. And the plan isn't always going to go the way you want it to go, but at least you've laid out a plan, and diverting from the plan won't be quite as painful. You can always pivot. It's a long rant, I guess. But I love people and I want to help people. And that just kind of came on my heart and in my mind today to share that. And I got quiet time relatively because I'm in his big van. It's not very quiet. But I got time by myself. I have time by myself right now. So just getting some thoughts out there. And, if one or two people have a little light bulb go off and they make some plans that they weren't planning on doing, then good. Everybody have a grateful day.